Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Menachem Creditor, and I am honored to serve as Scholar in Residence for UJA Federation of New York. We have been going live every day at 9 o'clock in the morning, saying hello to people, giving a good morning blessing, learning a little bit of Torah, maybe even singing a little bit. So I hope that you are waking up to the world ready to do some learning, ready. I was telling my children this morning, ready to get changed and start your day, because the beginning of the day is the beginning, and the end of the day should feel like the end. And that's some of what we do. We are making this a very important and I think special kind of ritual for the morning, where we learn together and we wish each other a boker tov, a good morning. So, let's begin with a bracha for learning. If you know the words wonderful, they end with la'asok b'divrei Torah, which is to be busy with words of Torah. That's the command that we fulfill. And what's really important to know about that blessing is that we're not called to memorize anything. Jewish learning is not about memorizing facts or taking a test, even though to become a rabbi I had to do a lot of that. Jewish learning is la'asok, to be busy. And what a gift it is to have this be how we spend our time together, especially in the morning. So, la'asok b'divrei Torah, let's go. So good morning, everybody. Here's a little bit of Torah from this week's Torah portion. As some of you know, we are beginning the book of the book of Vayikra. And among the things that are true about Vayikra is the first couple of chapters are full of sacrificial system stuff. The blood and guts and gore of the animals that we would, in the ancient world, sacrifice as part of being connected to God. Sometimes those sacrifices were out of thanksgiving offerings. Some of them were the ritual offerings that we would offer all the time, called tmidim. And interestingly, the morning sacrifice was called shacharit, which is what we now today call the morning services that we do verbally. The afternoon was called mincha. That's actually what we call our afternoon services. And so the way that we today connect to God and convene as a Jewish community is not so different, at least in structure, from the way that we used to connect to God, even though the form of what we used to do was very different. The reason why I share this is because for many people, the book of Leviticus is impenetrable. It's just so different from the way we do things. The form really does feel foreign. It feels like it gets in the way. I don't connect to God through sacrificing animals, and despite the sense of loss that we have as a collective Jewish people at the destruction of the temple, even if there were to be a central convening space for Jews that we all recognize somehow, I don't think that would happen. I know too many Jews to think we could all agree. I don't want there to be sacrifices, and in fact, even the chief rabbi of pre-State of Israel, British Mandate Palestine, Rav Kook, said that when the temple will be rebuilt, because that's something he believed, we would offer the grain sacrifices, but not the animal ones. So there's a lot to think about. But I wanted to share one really specific teaching that I find important today. Really, really important. And that is in chapter 4 of Vayikra. We have the teachings of what happens when someone does something wrong. We have a whole system in place that we recite actually on Yom Kippur. If I do something wrong, how do I make up for it? Well, and if my family does something wrong, how do we make up for it? And then it says if we as a collective people do something wrong, how do we make up for it? And then it changes just a drop, and that's where I wanted to focus for just a moment, which is, it says when a leader makes a mistake, not if. And the commentators really do spend a lot of time saying, what an interesting shift, what an important thing to notice, that when we are in positions of leadership, it is inevitable that we will make mistakes. And so it shouldn't say if, it says when. And I want to expand that to be really, really personal, because when you hear leader, you might think of someone out there. But in fact, according to many, many leadership theorists and scholars, leadership is the ability to influence something else, someone else typically. We're home. And there is no way that we are not going to bump into each other. What an interesting, important, complicated, and a little bit difficult way. In Hebrew, you say tzafuf. We're sort of stuck together. What a really, really important thing to recognize, that we are going to bump into each other. We're going to influence each other's space. Inevitably, right now, that's going to happen more often than not. So what can we do? Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to tell you, why I love this chapter of Leviticus so very much, even though it's got the blood and guts and gore. I love this because it tells me there's a way to apologize. The structure can be the same, even if the form is radically different. In my home, we have our children on screens, which means in school, on screens. We're bumping into each other. This is more time together than we have ever spent, and we love each other a lot, but it is not a simple thing. What a gift it is for the Torah to remind us to be forgiving. What a gift it is for the Torah to say, okay, you're going to make mistakes. Here's how you're going to get through it. Now the how is going to be very dependent upon you and your circumstance. But let's do our best during these days, not just to remember to get dressed in the morning and to go to sleep at night, but also to be more forgiving than we've ever been, kinder than we've ever been, more space giving than we ever were. And maybe we'll carry that lesson with us so that when this is over, and it will end, when this is over, we will remember what it is to be kind and forgiving and space giving to each other. When we have the whole world available to us again, let's remember what it is to learn these lessons. So here's a little bit of music, and then we'll say Boker Tov, we'll say good morning. See you again tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. Please make sure to find all the ways that you can call each other and be present for each other. Thanks for sharing this morning together. It makes it so much more beautiful we get to do this together. Boker Tov, everyone. Good morning.